All right, so the main welder I use on a daily basis is this old dinosaur, Millermatic 35. It's about 150 amp, 240 volt powered machine. Super reliable. This machine's just a hair more than 40 years old. It's from the mid 80s, or actually early 80s. Cool machine, super basic. It has 6 voltage settings, and then a wire speed control. The cool thing is when you change your ports for your voltage, it automatically adjusts the wire speed as well. So this is basically a fine-tuned control. It welds awesome. Like, I've had a lot of people use this and be really impressed. My previous employer, we had all modern Millermatic 252s. And honestly, I hated those things. It was so hard to get them to run really clean. This thing, you don't even have to try. It's just super stable arc all the time. I love it. But, you know, after 40 years, everything can wear out. So I was having an issue where basically it was staying hot. You know, you'd pull the trigger and weld and let off. The wire feeder would stop and the gas flow would stop, but it was still hot. So if you accidentally touched the tip, you know, it would arc. And so what was happening is this is the main contactor for the power. You know, when you pull the trigger, it's basically just a huge relay. So this would pull in and make contact on those 3 contacts there. And I assume what's going on is the actual little points are just cooked. You know, the little contact points. Back in the day, you could buy rebuild kits for these, but this is, you know, been discontinued for like 20 years. But luckily in this machine, there is no electronics. There is not one circuit board. Everything is old school, and nothing's really proprietary to this welder, as far as I can tell. You know, there's some stuff, obviously, you know, transformers and things like that, but all these little parts that can fail, these are all things that are like industrial supply, like you can find them. So I couldn't find this exact contactor anymore, but all I had to do was know the specs and go online and find a modern equivalent. So I found that guy there. It did take me a couple tries. I'm not you know, AC electrical expert by any means. So I didn't know, I read some forums and those led me down the wrong path. So the first one I bought had the wrong voltage for the coil. You know, it was set up for 120 volt activation coil. And this machine uses a 24 volt AC coil. So once I learned that, then I was able to find the right one. And this was like 27 bucks, super cheap. And I just changed it. It took me, you know, about 5 minutes to change the part. The only thing that took a little time beyond that was I had to make these new bus bars. It's just basically like a capital E with 3 fingers to go into these 3 connections and basically bridge them together for the outputs. You can see this. This has a similar setup, excuse me. But this one, like, they're not all in line. That center one's raised. And, you know, in a pinch, I probably could have hammered that flat and trimmed and re-drilled that center one and reused these. But I had some copper laying around, so I went ahead and just made new ones. So, something I thought I would share. Definitely don't discount these old machines if you find one. Excuse me. If you find one for a good deal, I would definitely pick it up. I actually just purchased a second one of these. I have to go pick it up. Luckily, somebody I knew had one. It's a slightly older version of this one. And so in the beginning, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to fix this one. So went ahead and bought that second one. And the cool thing about that other one, this one, so basically Millermatic 35. This was kind of, if not one of the first commercially available all-in-one MIG welders on the market. These came out, I'm not 100% sure. I think it was 1968 is when this model first came out. And it was, like I said, one of the first wire feed welders you could buy that was like all in one unit, not like a power supply and a separate wire feeder. This was kind of the first all-in-one machines out there. And they kind of have a cult following. There's a lot of people on welding forums and stuff that love these things. I ran across this by accident, probably 25 years ago. This was kind of the first big machine I bought. Obviously I bought it used. And I got a smoking deal on it. And I've got, like I said, about 25 years out of this thing. And really, this is the first time I've had to mess with it. It just goes and goes and goes. It's been a great machine. They do come with a really crappy old school lead. Luckily, this one still uses the same interface as a modern, like a Miller 252. And so you can use standard off-the-shelf whips for it. The only thing I'm not sure, that other one I bought, being that it's slightly older, I'm hoping it's got the same interface. I don't know, because it's got kind of a weird gun on it. But I guess that's it. Like I said, these old machines are cool. What seems to be the most trouble with modern machines is they've all got circuit boards in them. Especially like the inverter-based machines, those things are 100% electronic. Once they quit working, you either throw them away or you spend a ton of money to fix them. So I really like these old machines because of that. The likelihood of anything major going bad, like a transformer, they're super robust. The only thing on here that kind of scares me, maybe one day, is the wire feeder itself, but I don't know. I mean, this kind of looks like it may be just like an industrial supply kind of standard motor. I don't know. A little word of caution, definitely, it's unplugged. But if you ever mess around with one of these machines, watch out for these guys. These will get you. These are capacitors. They hold on to electricity and they let go of it very quickly. So if you were to get your fingers into these bus bars, it would light you up big time, possibly kill you. I'm not sure, what the capacity of these guys is, but if you're ever playing with electrical machines, look out for these. Capacitors are usually, cylindrical cans like this. And small electronics, there's definitely different versions, the different form factor, I guess you'd say. So I was real careful because, I'm within like 2 inches of that thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna get this thing wrapped up and get back to work. Thanks for watching. I figured I'd better show that it actually works. So as you can see, the wire's sticking out a little bit. The problem before is if you touched it, it would arc. So now it's actually shutting off. So I think we're back in business. So get the cover put back on and get back to work. All right, thanks for watching.